Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over the 6 psychological techniques on how to stay motivated. Make sure to watch each one of them so you know how to trick your brain to stay motivated all the time. Motivation is what drives us to make things happen, but staying motivated isn't always easy. Most people want to change at least one thing in their life, but it can be challenging to find the motivation just to make a start. Also, motivation is very personal. What gets you going might not do anything for other people. Some people are more likely to stick with their resolutions than others. Personal motivation is key to maintaining almost all aspects of life. If you don't have motivation, you're more likely to waste your time and neglect our professional and personal goals. The drive to achieve your goals or needs is influenced by how much you want the goal, what you will gain from it, and your personal expectations. You can't expect to remain motivated at 100% all the time, but there are some ways you can boost your motivation and push forward more and more. Here are 6 psychological techniques on how to stay motivated. Number 1. Design goals, not chores. Many studies have documented the importance of goal setting. The research shows, for example, that when salespeople set targets, they close more deals, and when people have daily exercise commitments, they end up more fit than when they don't. A general rule for any objectives you set for yourself or agree to should be specific. It's often less effective to have abstract ambitions such as doing your best than to have concrete goals such as bringing in 20 customers a week or walking 20,000 steps a day. When you set a goal, you make a decision to act in a way that will help you achieve what you want. You get a sense of direction when you make goals, one that's measurable and has an endpoint. This can help you to stay motivated. The chances of staying motivated are much better if you're working for something that you genuinely want, as opposed to what other people want you to achieve. Number 2. Do the chunking. Chunking is a technique from cognitive psychology originally used to improve memory performance. However, the concept of chunking extends to much more than merely remembering numbers or even general memory. In fact, chunking, or breaking things down into smaller components, can be a fantastically effective strategy no matter what a project requires. Consider this: you keep putting off finishing a big report until the end of the week. Your mind runs through ultra-long report that must be written by Sunday evening and you shiver. You instinctively decide to clean the bathroom rather than sit down to write the report. Psychologically, a big part of your procrastination here is how you look at the project. Your view of it is that it is one giant, overwhelming job. Instead, what if you broke it down into smaller chunks? For example, on Thursday you write only an intro, on Friday you will write only the first section, on Saturday the second one, and on Sunday you will finish with a conclusion. By breaking things down into smaller pieces, chunking helps increase your motivation because it allows you to push yourselves harder to succeed. Number 3. Use a reward system. Promise yourself some sort of reward each time you complete a step or task. You might buy yourself a gift for losing weight or promise yourself a vacation if you finish a project. But be careful to avoid perverse incentives. Study after study demonstrates that success in balancing goal achievement sometimes leads people to give in to temptation, which sometimes sets people back. Additionally, some external incentives offer greater impact than others. For instance, in experiments, scientists have observed that most people work harder to qualify for an unsure reward than they do for a certain reward, probably because the former is more challenging and thrilling. Finally, loss aversion, people's preference for avoiding losses rather than acquiring equivalent gains, can also be used to create a strong external motivator. In one study, researchers asked people to walk 7,000 steps a day for 6 months. Participants who reached their goal each day were paid $1.40, while others lost $1.40 if they failed to reach that goal. Interestingly, the second group hit their daily target 50% more often. Financial incentives framed at a loss to them were most effective for achieving physical activity goals. As you can see, the reward system can really boost your motivation to achieve goals. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. Make the Ulysses Pact. A technique of holding yourself accountable to a goal even when it's hard, so-called The Ulysses Pact is named after the clever hero of the Trojan War. The key element in a Ulysses Pact is that we make a decision in the present when things are relatively easy, and then obligate ourselves to act in the future when things get hard, usually by means of a structured system of external constraints or incentives. So, let's say you're planning to go running twice per week each morning with your friend. If you miss a workout with your friend, you could pay them $20 each for each missed training. In that case, there is a strong chance that you would avoid missing any training because you do not want to lose any money. Psychologically, the Ulysses Pact relies on acknowledging that people are not entirely rational beings. Instead of hoping for good intentions to survive immediate temptation, this method teaches us to build mechanisms during times of rationality in order to ensure reliability of our intentions when our rationality goes on break. In short, the Ulysses Pact helps you maintain high motivation when things get tough by locking in a future behavior ahead of time. Number 5. Track your progress. People usually have a burst of motivation in the beginning and then slump in the middle, which is when they're most likely to fail. The secret is to change the way you think about the progress you've achieved. Once we've made headway, we tend to increase our effort, feeling like we're nearing our goal. For example, consumers who are close to earning their reward points will spend more money at the end. By looking at your project from a perspective that goes further in the past, you can take advantage of that tendency. Maybe the project didn't begin the first time you took action, but when it was first proposed. You can boost your productivity by focusing on what you've already done up to the halfway point of a task and then moving your attention to what's left. That shift in perspective can increase motivation. Emphasizing finished steps in a frequent buyer program increases customers' purchases in the beginning, for example, by using phrases like, "You've just completed 3 of 10 purchases." And noting missing steps as "you have 3 more purchases to get a free reward" at the end leads to increased consumption as buyers are near the goal. Staying on track of your progress helps you stay motivated in the whole process. Number 6. See the big picture. David Goggins, who has completed over 60 ultra-marathons, triathlons, and ultra-triathlons, setting new course records and holds the Guinness World Record for pull-ups completed 4,030 in 17 hours, once famously said, "I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done." Are you able to do the same? At the end of the day, your motivation level depends on how much you want to achieve your goal and how important this is for you. Ask yourself a famous question. If not you, then who? If not now, when? Those words are hard to ignore once they sink in. If not you, then who? If not now, when? Now we have a question for you. What is your way to stay motivated? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to learn more about yourself and understand other people better. Check out our other videos. Take care.